this goes back to even the medical profession. There was a Sunday during COVID, and I don't know whether it was Smirkonovich or what's the other guy? He's is he Indian, or I hate to even suggest. It was on CNN during COVID, but they had a doctor on that had done research that showed that having connection with the clients, the patients, and a personal investment in them made it more like 60% more likely, or some crazy number, that the patient would actually do the medicine or therapy that would actually make a difference. And he said it's directly in contradiction to what is taught in medical schools, and that's to have an arm's length approach to prevent burnout and to not get connected to the clients. He said the problem is that all the research shows that that's counterproductive. It's actually having the connection, having them know you care, and actually caring about them creates the connection such that you don't get burnout, and they are more likely to do the things that are going to make them better. Because if you don't have that connection, if you tell them you don't care, and if you make it more sterile and professional and all this other stuff, then they don't know that you care. They're not going to do it. They don't believe, and so therefore they're not going to do it. And then you're gonna have the losses. And then I saw that, and I was like, it's exactly the same in law. If you can show them that you care, and if you get them to buy in and say, hey, is this not the this is what you care about, right? You want to avoid a felony, or you want to avoid whatever it is. Yeah. Okay. Well, if there were some things that you could do to make this better, would you do it? And then you get them to buy into that. If you can get them to buy in also that they can in fact do it, and you help them work through, like, well, if you're going to do this, it's not going to be done last minute. How would you start doing it? And start literally working through what I refer to as the system twos, which are the difficult mental gymnastics to work out a problem, right? If you're going to go to the gym, where are you going to go to the gym? And that's what we run into at the change of the new year, right? I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to do the gym 5 times a week. But I haven't even been to the gym fucking once in 6 weeks, right? 6 months. I don't even know where my gym clothes are. I don't know where my fucking, my shoes are. Be careful, I'm swearing a little bit too much. I don't know where my shoes are. I don't know where my gym bag is. And I'm like, and it's by the time you get all the stuff put together, you've now lost the motivation for that small window that you're going to go to the gym, right? And then, so those are the system twos, like working out the process, the system in the process to just make it easy. And so that's...
And what it also does, and what I hear you saying that it does do is, in many ways, it empowers the client. Because the client thinks... You said this, and I don't know if you heard yourself say it, but I bet you did and you planned it. You said, what can you do to make this better? Because so many clients come to us seeing the court as this overwhelming entity that they have nothing to control or nothing that they can do, and they're just a leaf blowing in the wind. But you're now telling the client the keys to the jailhouse are in your pocket.
Right. Or at least the ability to make a difference in a case that you give a shit about.